You beat us to it this time, you Gollum gamer boys. You can have this one, but next month we back on top.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gollum's Gamers, where we are back today with a very special episode of the Emergency Podcast series. Isn't that right?
Emergency podcast.
An emergency podcast day today, as the new monthly blog for SBG is out, and a scavenger hunts. Who's the new miniature for the Middle Earth strategy battle game? So it's just myself and James today. Ash is at work, and we were meant to have some special guests on today's episode, but they are not here. Maybe next month.
They bailed.
For you guys, yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get into this article. I haven't read anything to do with it yet. I just saw the photo, so I know none of the contents. So this is going to be very initial reactions here. So I think I'll fill in for Ash here. So welcome back to The Road Goes Ever On and On, the monthly blog covering all things Middle Earth. This month, we'll be investigating the details of last month's teaser, while there's another pictorial clue at the end of the article. Last week's glimpse of an upcoming miniature for the Middle Earth strategy battle game was an Arnor banner, yet something seemed a bit off with the holes and tattered edges, which we caught onto, didn't we, James? They're not getting anything.
Yeah. There's definitely something dodgy going on.
No, yeah. If you're thinking that this hardly makes it fit to be flown by the armies of Arnor themselves, you'd be right. This banner is slung over the shoulders of Nazthák. What?
Oh, Nazthák.
What does that word say? What does that word say?
Conniving.
Conniving. Orc captain who now uses it as a cloak. Nazthák has been in the service of Angmar ever since the Witch King came to the Northern Lands, rising through the ranks thanks to his exceptional cunning and a knack for self-preservation. A scavenger by nature, Nazthák has made a habit of scrounging what he can from the bodies of the fallen to aid him in battle, which is how he got his grubby mitts. The banner he now wears as a grim reminder of the threat that constantly looms over the Northern Lands. So, I guess we just start with the model itself.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that face?
He's not the most handsome chap you've ever seen.
It's like someone took some green stuff and then shoved it on there and then kind of got their hand and rubbed like downwards. Look at
Someone's like combined like a berserker with like a warbat.
They've just taken two pieces of green putty and just mushed them together. Okay, and I've just realized he has like a bag, and
so he's got like a little satchel.
Do you know what that is? I think I know what that is.
I mean, it's got to be a helmet, but I don't know whose it is.
That's a Gollum Roth.
It does look like it, yeah.
It is, because the way that they paint them, they do this kind of bluish purple tint in the recesses, because I've painted lots of them and I looked at the 4-drive pictures a lot, and these are the fins on the side of the head. So it's like
is that a teaser for potential future things?
We don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Little Easter egg.
Where Dol Amroth fit in to the lore and stuff.
No, we're not great at this. If we'd have had our guests, I'm sure they could have told us.
Maybe so. But if anyone does know, I mean, let us know. But maybe that is, as he is obviously from this kind of region. So, and he's got a sword. So, okay. I mean, he looks very much just like a normal low tier orc hero, like a Zagdush, someone like that. The banner's cool. That'll be quite nice to paint, I guess. And yeah, so. But overall, I mean, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
This is maybe a 6. I don't know.
Yeah, 5 or
it's
6.
It's like quite a good actual quality to the model. It's very clean, but the choice of sculpt is interesting.
I think that puts more stock into just how good Forge World models are, like new ones, rather than this exact one. So anyway, okay, so we will move on. So Nazthák's stat line resembles that of almost any other Angmar or captain, okay, albeit with a tasty 3 might points for Angmar. That's great.
That is very important for Angmar. Cheap 3 might.
However, he only starts the game with a dagger. Whilst that may seem like a major downside, Nazthak's Scavenge special rule allows him to cherry pick the best war gear from those he slays in battle. Wow. So Scavenge is an active special rule. Whenever Nazthák kills an enemy model in combat, with the exception of monster models, he may choose to scavenge a single piece of war gear carried by that model, with the exception of a mount, another type of armor, living creatures. So like Merry and Pippin, if you kill Trupid or something, the One Ring, or items of war gear that are integral to the model, such as claws.
I think it's more Sebastian than Merry and Pippin, but
What? Sorry, you what?
I think it's more Sebastian that he can't take rather
Sebastian,
than Merry and
Pippin. This will happen before any effects that allow the slain model to pass on that piece of war gear. Okay. Add the scavenged item to Nazthak's list of war gear. Nazthák will benefit from the scavenged war gear as if he was the original model. Nazthák may choose to discard any piece of scavenged war gear at any time, though if he does so, then he cannot reclaim it. It is lost. So, war gear, does that include banners?
Yep. This guy could be so stacked. He's
What?
running around with Anduril. He's got a banner. He's absolutely slaying.
What about like Sully's banner, for example? That's a
that's a good question.
special
If only we had our Suladan expert here.
I know. Fuck. Yeah. I wonder. Could he be a 60-point 6-inch banner?
I mean, if it's a piece of war gear, then yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Okay.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of cursed conversions where people have added different pieces of war gear onto him.
Imagine. So do you have a converted model with the Suladan War banner on? No? Well, then you can't pick it up. This is perhaps one of the most unique special rules in the game, granting Nazthák access to all manner of war gear options depending on who he is facing. He can use a shield, a bow, an elven weapon, or even a banner, there we go, or Warhorn should he kill the right enemy, and may discard any war gear at will should he find something better. Oh, okay, yeah, the 3-inch banner. Oh, I've got the Dragon Emperor's 12-inch banner now. Lol. What was that?
Yes, if he kills the Pelican, does he get
it? It also means he can gain unique items of war gear from legendary heroes, giving him the potential to wield the likes of Anduril, the Oaken Shield, Hrugrim. Is that what that says? Herogrim. Okay. What is that?
I don't know. So, I know I've heard Sam say it, but I can't remember who it's from.
Or even the Arkenstone. Just remember that in order to carry such items, Nazthák needs to actually kill their bearer in combat. A rather tall order in most cases, but certainly not impossible. I mean, yeah, he needs to do 1 wound, is essentially what it says.
Yeah, well, and with the ability of Angmar obviously having paralyze,
yeah,
makes it quite easy for him to at least win fights.
Yeah, and the Witch King. Finally, as a natural survivor, Nazthák also has access to heroic defense, which gives him a far better chance of escaping death's clutches and slinking off into the shadows once again. Okay, so that's the profile. Very interesting, unique sort of model.
Yeah.
So it seems like from what they've said there that he's only going to have heroic defense.
Seems like it.
Doesn't seem like he's going to have March or something stupid like that.
But 3 might. He's probably going to be somewhere between 50 to 60 points.
He can't be more than 60, surely. Like, it's a cool rule, but you could go through a whole game and you don't get...
He might just not kill anything. He's probably going to be, what, fight 4, strength 4, 2 attacks.
I mean, even if he's a fight 4, strength 4, 2 attack hero with 3 might for 60 points, even if you don't get anything out of the rule, he still has a place in
just a captain with 3.
Yeah, so like for Angmar, he's still great and he's probably close. I mean, auto include, they have a lot of good options. I mean, you kind of need the March at higher points, although you sometimes live without it.
Yeah, I mean, he's not quite going to fit that well into the shade list either, because you're better off having a mounted captain that can charge in. But I'm not quite sure how he's going to slot into the lists, but I'm sure people will be able to come up with something interesting.
And like with the Barrowites as well, they're a good cheap.
Yeah. I think he's going to have to be run with Paralyze.
Run with Paralyze. I'm thinking you just take it with Gully, surely. Like whenever you're taking Gully, because you get value. Like it could be easier to kill those heroes when you can compel things.
I'm thinking Gully. You just compel, paralyze their hero. You chuck all 3 of his might when they're paralyzed just to kill that hero, whoever it may be.
Paralyzed doesn't really matter.
Gain whatever they've got.
So maybe, yeah, you could run like 2 Barrow Whites this guy or something, or Barrow White this guy captain or something.
Yeah.
Maybe at lower points it gives some more flexibility because like if you run the Witch King with like a Barrow White or something at whatever points, you're really low on might. But this guy as your third hero, gets you up to like the 6 might sort of region at say like 500 points or something, which is more respectable. So very interesting. This isn't what I was expecting this hero to be.
No.
But I'm not mad at it. And especially if this is some kind of teaser to Adol Amroth. I mean, he has it there for they have chosen that helmet, surely.
There's got to be a reason behind it.
Some sort of reason, right? Like it was there. So that's my initial thought. Okay. Any more takeaways? Are we good? No. He's not. There's not that much going on with him.
I don't think he's going to get a huge amount of use, to be honest.
No, where's
he's not quite as bad as Golfimble. But...
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess what could we see about his profile that would maybe be a bit of a shock about what we haven't seen yet, like the stat line? He's not going to be more than 5'4". He's not going to be more than 5'4".
He's not going to be more than 5'4". He could potentially have 3 attacks, but I don't think so.
He doesn't look like a 3 attack kind of blow.
He doesn't, does he?
Let's be honest. Yeah. So 3 might have said he's surely going to be 3-1-1. Maybe the points. Maybe they think he's worth 65 points with the rule or something. I don't know. But
that'd be criminal if they do that.
I don't think so, unless there is some kind of other gem. And who knows? There could be something else in his profile that they haven't said. But
I hope so.
Yeah.
Either he gets a special rule in a potential Legion. Something that makes him that bit better.
Yeah, and maybe with the Legion that they're planning, he does slot in well. We don't know. So, but as a standalone model, a little bit interesting. But okay, Nazthák. We will move on to the last part of the article, as they do every month. So, what's next? Nazthák will be available later in the year, but what about this month's teaser? Well, take a look below. What could this be, and who would have war gear quite like that? Well, you just have to check back in next month's The Road Goes Ever On and On blog to find out. So, what do we have here, James? Now, I assume
this definitely looks more like it's on the good side.
Now, I very much assumed that we were going to have another evil release next because they did too good and like
even it out. Yeah.
Well, surely there isn't just going to be one evil release. So
maybe they're going to sprinkle all the evil ones later throughout the summer.
But there isn't the same telltale signs that there was for Nazthák in the last teaser.
No, this is a lot more rogue compared to the previous ones.
Yeah.
The others were like quite simple to figure out. Okay, we got something, we know what it's going to be. Yeah. This could literally be anything.
I mean, is this so? This is a shield, I'm assuming.
We've got a shield, a sword,
and
that's about it.
So this is. It looks
unless
like
some eagle-eyed person out there can see anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some. There's a slight piece of like artwork you can see on the shield, but not really.
What is that? It's not this though, which we saw.
It doesn't look like anything Arnold particular related.
No. So maybe this is where if there's another faction included in
the Dalamroth.
Yeah,
whatever it may be.
In the supplement as a whole, maybe this is
something Rivendell. Who knows?
They're going to loop in, but yeah, I haven't seen anything kind of like this before. But this is very initial reaction. So by now, the GBHL might have worked out what it is.
That's it. They've all theoried it out.
They've all theoried, but no, not too sure from initial kind of takeaway. So we'll be back with an emergency podcast next month, I guess. I mean, I would hope it's something a little bit spicier than Nazthák. But
he has got a nice cursed name for us to say. Nazthák.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Okay, I think that's going to do it. So initial reactions, that's it. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching another emergency podcast from the Gollum's Gamers.